Kia ora and welcome to day 5 of the Beer Jug Advent Calendar Drink Along. He's Joe.
And he's Luke.
And today we're drinking a blueberry sour from Kainui. Let's get into it, Joe.
Yeah.
You may not have heard of Kainui, or if you're a long time Beer Jug Brew of the Week subscriber and friend of ours, then maybe you have. If you haven't, Kainui is one of my favourite breweries. It's a chap called Gary, and Paul is the head brewer now, and they just make incredible beer that they do not really sell to anyone outside of their brew pub, the Plough and Feather in Kerry. Cheers. So really small operation. If you have come across them outside of Beer Jerk and outside of actually going to the Plough and Feather, it may have been because they put a beer into the New World Beer and Cider Awards maybe 4 years ago. That did really well. So they were putting that beer in all the supermarkets, but then they quite quickly realised that they'd actually rather just sell beer in their own pub. And also Gary's family own a vineyard up in Northland, and they have lots of orchards, so hence access to really high quality fruit like the blueberries in this beer. So every summer they organise loads of concerts. So a lot of the time is spent brewing lager for having a shapeshifter gig or like a Fat Freddy's drop gig. And when you go to the Plough and Feather, which you definitely should do, because it's the most beautiful location. It's right in Kerry next to the Stone Store, the historic building, right in this beautiful lake. Well, it's part of the river going to the ocean. It's an incredible spot. Every time I'm in Northland, I go and enjoy having quite a few beers with Gary and just spending time in the most brilliant pub. And yeah, they don't send their beers around the country because it's nice controlling things, I suppose. Just pour them in your own premises.
Yeah, I think you see a lot of breweries now sort of wanting that brew pub. It's great to be able to interact directly with your customers. And yeah, as you can tell, they don't want to spend money on a labelling machine.
Yes, I really had to talk Gary into this. It was like, yeah, screw that, we're not going to make special labels. I was like, well, you've got some bottles knocking around, you've got an office printer, right? You can do something for us. So pretty minimalist labels, but just goes to show just another very, very, very special beer, especially for you geniuses that have decided to buy the Advent Calendar, a beer that this is not the sort of beer you can buy in a supermarket like all of the beers in this Advent Calendar. We are at war here in New Zealand with supermarkets as people that love interesting beer, and we are dying out. Beer Jerk will die pretty soon unless something changes. People start buying a lot more beer from independent retailers, and all of the beer will be bought in supermarkets, and obviously they're going to shrink the range and hammer down brewers. Anyway, it's a bit of a rant, but that is my little crystal ball look at the future. There's a reason why there aren't cool little independent beer shops in New Zealand, like there are in Australia, like there are in Britain. Yeah, we do our best to bring you great beers, but there's only so much we can do. Anyway, without getting too depressing, this is good beer, Joe.
It's amazing beer. Sort of scheduled in for Tuesday, expecting a nice sunny afternoon, 3.8%.
Yes.
You just finish work, maybe mow the lawns and crack into this, but unfortunately it's rainy here in Tamaki Makaurau.
Sorry.
Can't schedule everything, but
it's probably not raining in Kerry, the winterless north.
Probably
lovely
not.
up
No,
there.
it's probably lovely in like Wellington as some sort of irony.
Yeah.
But yeah, lovely sort of that fresh blueberry character, not jammy at all, like that Philly sour yeast has really just kept things super light.
Yeah, there's a little bit of their like house character in here. There'll be some like Brett type character in there. Yeah, this isn't a quick and easy sour. We would have, it's got some time on it, and that's a really nice thing. That Kainui also, as I say, they also own a vineyard, so they do some really interesting beers with wine barrels, and they're not in a rush to get beers onto shelves. So they only put beers out when they're ready. So yeah, you can taste this beer, right? It's got time is the secret ingredient.
Yeah, just a slight bit of that sort of wild character that makes sours so much more deep and interesting rather than sort of one note fruit, which there is a time and place for. But something like this, like such a light ABV, none of that sort of alcohol, providing any sort of thick mouthfeel or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
just lovely and crisp, light and fruity.
3%.
Exactly what you want on a sunny Tuesday afternoon.
Yeah, sorry. We do have a few bottles left, so maybe some to stock up on for sunny days that will be coming this summertime. But yeah, a blueberry is not the most characterful fruit.
No, sometimes I eat blueberries and I'm like, that's blueberry flavored water.
Yeah.
It's not like a nice raspberry or something that bursts and is super bright.
Exactly, but there is a real nice blueberry character from this beer.
Yeah, it comes through. I was almost expecting, like, when you see it in the bottle, it kind of looks like it would be more purple than it is.
Yep.
But yeah, the flavors come through, which is the main thing.
Yeah, beautiful blueberry sour from a brewery that maybe we're introducing you to for the first time. So yeah, that is what it's all about, just sharing good beers from good people.
Yeah, cheers to that.
Cheers. See you tomorrow.